Welcome to Code Zero. Today I will be creating a program that will convert an infix expression to a prefix expression. Before this video, I have created a video in which I created a program that is used to convert an infix to a postfix expression. I will encourage you to watch that video because most of the code in this video will be reused from the previous video. Before diving towards the code, I will first let you know how our program will work. Our program will usually evaluate in 3 steps. In step 1, what we will do is that we will start checking our infix expression that will be stored in a string in a reverse order. That means if our expression is a plus b multiplication c, we will first evaluate this c, then we will check this multiplication, then we will check this b, then we will check this plus sign and this a. This is how our program will run in reverse order. Okay. Notice that when we will reverse our string, what will happen is that in normal scenarios this is our opening parenthesis and this is our closing parenthesis. But in our case, when we are going to reverse our string, what will happen is that this will be we will program our program in such a way that this parenthesis will turn out to be opening parenthesis and this will act as a closing parenthesis. Okay, this will be hidden from the user. The user will not be knowing that, but we are doing it because our computer cannot understand this. So we'll program it in such a way that this will become our opening parenthesis and this will become our closing parenthesis when we are evaluating from the reverse order. In the second step, what we will do is that we will create a postfix expression of the modified expression. Modified means that the reverse expression. Okay, and then this postfix will be evaluated. After this, what we will do is that we will again reverse this postfix expression and hence our prefix expression will be evaluated. I know this might be sounding a bit confusing, but once we are into the program, you will get the things clear. So let's move towards the program. Okay, I'm using NetBeans IDE and you can see that most of my code is written here. As I told you before that I am using this code from the previous video, so I encourage you to watch that video too. So what I have done is that I created this stack in my program, okay, and this class in which I have created a function convert that is used to convert our string, and this get op method and this get parenthesis method to support that convert method, and there is our main method just here. Okay, you will be noticing that there are 3 data members: output, input and stack s. Now I will be modifying my program in such a way that the function infix to prefix is also included. Now I will be creating a function convert in to pre with IT and P capital. Okay, now what I will be doing is that I will not be creating this input again, because once this function runs, the input out here will be updated, because look at this updates this input variable. So I will be using this input variable, so I'm not going to again give it the value. Okay, I'm skipping that and I'm going to do is create a new stack. I given the size as of this input variable. Okay, now what I will be doing is that I will be creating a for loop, because I will be checking it in the reverse order. I initialize this I with the last value in the string input string. The size, let it say, is 8, then the last value will be 7, 8 minus 1, because if our size of our string is 8, then that means it has values from 0 to 7. Okay, and it will run while I is greater or equal to 0. If I gets lower than 0, that means it is index out of bound. The array don't have any reference below 0. Okay, and this will be changing its variable. Now I will be using a switch. Okay, it's giving an error because of the place I here. What I did here is that I told you in this video at the start that this will act as our opening parenthesis. In usual expression, this act as a closing expression, closing parenthesis, but in this scenario, as we are reversing our string, you can see that we are checking from 7 to 0. We start from 7, so this will become our opening parenthesis. Okay, I am going to show you with an example. Just look, if our expression is a plus opening parenthesis b minus c and closing parenthesis, then what will happen if we evaluate it in reverse order? It will first check this parenthesis, and I will say that this is an opening parenthesis when if it is evaluating from the reverse order. Okay, this will become this. I will say that if the program checks this, it acts as the opening parenthesis. Okay, then it will go to C, evaluate C, then it will check minus, and then again this parenthesis. Oh, sorry, then B and this parenthesis. Now this parenthesis will again be evaluated, and this will act as a closing parenthesis. In our previous video, when we get there in our like this. Okay, in our previous video, if we were evaluating from this start, then this is our parenthesis, and this is our, you can say, sorry, okay, this is our opening parenthesis, this is our operand, this is our operator, this is our operand, and this is our closing parenthesis. But we are reversing, so we will say that this is our closing parenthesis and this is our opening parenthesis, and then it will evaluate this plus sign which is here. Okay, and then it will check A and here. Okay, this is how it works. Now let's move towards NetBeans. Okay, if it checks this, I will say that it is an opening parenthesis, so it will push it into the stack. Okay, in the previous video it was putting this into the stack. Okay, because in the previous video it acted as the opening parenthesis, but in this video this will be our opening parenthesis. Okay, it will now push it into the stack and break from this case. Okay, if it goes to, if the value in the string is an operator which is plus or minus, then it will go to the function get op1. And its precedence will be 1, which I have written here. Okay, it is showing an error because there is no function with this name, so I will go there and click main, create main get op char and int. This will create my function and the error is resolved. You can see that this function is here. Okay, I will cut this and paste it after this function convert into pre for my ease. Okay, it is not necessary, but I have done it for my ease. Now it will break from this. Okay, so this is our case. If the value in the string is multiplication or division, this operator this function will be performed. Okay, now to break out of this, now sorry, I will use a default case in which if our value is not an operator, if our value is not a parenthesis, not a plus, not a minus, not a multiplication, not a division, then this will be our operand, and our operand will be stored in this output string. Okay, in this default case. Now what I will be doing is that going out of this for loop and will create a while loop. So we'll check if the stack is not empty. This will retrieve the all the items left. I will tell you about this at the end because it will be easy for you to understand at the end. Okay, what it usually does is that when we are evaluating this, it stores all the operators here. Okay, and now then when we want to get this output, this pops out this all the value in the stack. Okay, now I will be using another variable that will reverse the string now let me show you what happened. This was used to check in the reverse order. This checked our input in the reverse order, and this gave us the prefix expression. Okay, by using this case, and now we will be creating some program in which our prefix will be postfix will be converted into a prefix expression. Okay, because I will reverse it again. What it does is that it starts from the reverse order. Okay, I have initialized this I, which has the last value of the output. Okay, and then it will update this output 1, which I have just initialized here, and it will put it in the reverse order. Okay, again reversing, we are reversing our postfix expression. You can see that this was our step 3, in which we have to reverse the postfix expression. The same is we are doing here. Once all the values are updated, we print it here. Okay, now let's move towards our get op1 function and write the code there. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy the code from this get op, okay, which I have created in the previous video till here. Just look in between these parentheses, I will be copying it and I will paste it here. Okay, there has to be some changings which I have to make. Okay, it is showing an error because I have to change it to here. Okay, this precedence. Now the error is resolved. Well, what we will be doing is that we will be changing this bracket, because in our previous program this acted as our opening parenthesis, but in this program, as I told you previously, this will act as our this parenthesis will act as our opening parenthesis. Okay, before this was our opening parenthesis. Now this will be our opening parenthesis because we are evaluating in our reverse order. Okay, Now we are not needed to do any changes in this function, so we are going to move towards our second function, that is, okay, I haven't created that, I'll create it here. Case, this select as my closing parenthesis, okay, and I'm going to call get precedence and break. It's showing an error because now I've initialized it. This will be at the end of the program. Yes, there it is. I will copy it, cut it again, and I'm going to paste it just here, get below my get of 1, and I'm going to name it as get precedence 1 2, and I'm also changing it here. Okay, now I will remove this from here and recognize my code. Now what I will be doing is that going towards the below get parentheses which I have created in the previous program, and I will copy this inside code, and I'm going to paste it here in the get parentheses 1. Okay, now there again I have to make this changing. This in the previous program this acted as opening parenthesis. Now in this program this parenthesis will act as the opening parenthesis. Okay, now how it works is that when these operators are occurred in the string, it gets to this function, and same happens in this case. If these operators are occurred, then this function is called, and the operators are returned with precedence 2 if it is multiplication or division, and with precedence 1 if they are addition or subtraction. Okay, once they are called in this function, then there is a while loop that checks if these functions are in the precedence or not. There I have created a temporary that is a previous value stored in the stack. If the stack is not empty, then this while loop is executed. Once this last variable is stored, last variable from the stack, value from the stack is stored in this temporary variable, then it checks if it is this with parenthesis, and in our scenario this is acting as the opening parenthesis. Okay, if it is opening parenthesis, then it again pushes it pushes back into the stack. Okay, if it is not, then else will be evaluated. In else I have created a variable precedence 2 that will store the precedence of the previous value that is popped out. Okay, this temporary which was in the stack. Okay, if this temporary is equal to addition, and or if temporary is equal to this subtraction sign, then I will say that the precedence of this temporary variable is 1. If not, then that means that it is multiplication or division, so it will have a precedence of 2. Okay, if precedence 2 is smaller than precedence, this precedence 2, okay, here which is of the stack, okay, the stack value which is temporary, if it is smaller than precedence 1, that means that let's say if the stack in the stack we had minus operator, and in this char hat we have, you can say that we have multiplicative operator. If we had multiplicative operator, then it will have precedence 2. In the stack we have precedence 1 and here precedence 2. If this precedence 1 is smaller than precedence 2, that means that the that minus has smaller precedence than multiplication, so we will push this multiplication above minus. Okay, so at the lower there will be minus operator, and above there will be multiplicative operator. So when we are going to take out from the stack, the multiplicative will first be evaluated, so it verifies our Demar's rule. Okay, now we will move towards else. That means that if the precedence 2 is not lower, meaning that if there is multiplication in the stack and minus or plus in the coming value, so what will happen is that the multiplication will be printed towards the output variable. Okay, the output will have our multiplication implemented, hence it is popped out from the stack. So what will happen is that we will push this minus in the multiplication will be removed, okay, and printed towards the output due to the precedence, and then the minus will be stored in the stack. Okay, so it is also checking verifying our Demar's rule. Now if there is parenthesis, that means that if there is this parenthesis in our program, this is acting as our closing parenthesis. Okay, if we have this closing parenthesis, then this function will be evaluated. Once this function is evaluated, okay, then what will happen is that it will run a while loop that will say if stack is not empty. Okay, if stack is not empty, then we will declare a character variable that will store the last value in the stack. If the last value in the stack is this, we will be saying that in our program this is our opening parenthesis. If it is opening parenthesis, then the program will break. Okay, if it is not the parenthesis, opening parenthesis, or you may say it is plus, minus, multiplication or division, it will output it into the output string. Okay, this output string will have this value. Now let's check our program. What I will be doing is that there is the main method. I will cut this main method and will place it at the end for my use. Okay, now what I will be doing is that I will be I dot convert into pre. Okay, let's run it now. So there we go. Write a plus b. Okay, there is an error. Let me check why this happens. Okay, this error is because, let's move towards our function. Let's convert into p. What happens is that once this convert method is evaluated, it returns this, you can see, ab plus towards the string. Okay, and it stores it here. So that is why it is giving us the error. What I will be doing is that I will be writing output is equal to empty. Okay, I am now emptying this output variable, so it will run fine now. Let's check. Yes, just look at that. This is our postfix expression and this is our prefix expression. Okay guys, thanks for watching.